Arthur's Recipe for Retirement. Arthur the baker was famous for his sourdough. People lined up for it, rain or shine. But lately, a different kind of dough was on his mind, the kind he'd need for retirement. The thought of it was a heavy, unrisen lump in his stomach. So many numbers, so many decisions. He'd sigh to his wife, Eleanor, dusting flour from his apron. I'd rather face 1,000 burnt loaves than one retirement form. Eleanor, who had organized a whole library before she retired, smiled. A good loaf starts with a good recipe, my love. Retirement is the same, it just needs a plan. She sat him down, not with forms, but with a simple notebook. Step 1, she said, is our financial plan. It's just the recipe for our future. What do we want to do? Where do we want to live? More time for your garden? Arthur started to dream. I'd love a bigger garden, he admitted, and maybe we could visit our daughter in the city more often. They talked for hours, listing their hopes. The scary numbers started to look like ingredients for a new life. Step 2 is investing, Eleanor explained. Think of it as planting seeds. We choose different types, some that grow quickly, some that are steady, to make sure our garden flourishes. The next weekend, they tackled Step 3, taxes. This is the part 1 dread, Arthur groaned. It feels like they just take a huge slice of the cake you've worked so hard to bake, Eleanor laughed. Not if you know how to slice it, she said. There are ways to be smart about it, like using different baking tins for our money. It's about finding the right tin for the right cake. Arthur was starting to feel lighter. The lump in his stomach felt more like rising dough. What's next? He asked, genuinely curious. Step 4 is our estate plan, Eleanor said softly. It's our family recipe book. We write down clear instructions so that everything we've built is passed on exactly how we wish. It's a final gift to our loved ones. Finally, they reached the last step. Lifestyle management, Eleanor announced. This is the best part. It's about how we'll enjoy the bread we've baked. She pulled out a travel brochure. It's not just about money, Arthur. It's about staying healthy, seeing friends, and keeping our minds and bodies active. It's about making sure our retirement is as rich and satisfying as your best sourdough. Arthur looked at the notebook, now filled with their plans and dreams. It wasn't a scary pile of forms anymore. It was their own special recipe, created with love and care. The 5 steps had broken down the overwhelming task into bite-sized pieces. He felt a sense of calm he hadn't felt in months. The next morning at the bakery, the aroma of fresh bread filled the air. But for the first time, Arthur wasn't just thinking about the day's bake. He was thinking about future days, filled with gardening, traveling, and time with Eleanor and their family. He was no longer Arthur, the worried baker. He was Arthur, the baker who was ready for his next great adventure. Arthur realized that just like sharing a recipe for good bread, sharing the recipe for a good retirement was important. He felt prepared, not panicked. He had a blueprint, he had planted his seeds, and he was ready to enjoy the life they had built together. Planning for retirement can feel like a big task, but like any good recipe, it's manageable when taken one step at a time. For a detailed guide on your own journey, the book 5 Steps to Retirement Planning by Lewis Green is available now on Amazon and narrated by Tom Brooks as an audiobook on audible.com.